Hello and welcome back to Gas Buteo Tabletop Football. We've got a little bit of a different episode this time because I'm answering a collection of questions that were posted on one of the previous videos by a guy called Electric Football Hero. So hello mate, hope you're well. Electric Football Hero is based in the United States and he runs his own YouTube channel where he plays electric football, which has some sort of similarities to Subbuteo, but it is what we would call in UK American football rather than football, which they would call soccer. Anyway, that's that way. If you want to read the question, it is quite a long question, and I've had to write some notes down so I could remember everything. But it appears on the video Seated Terrace Build Part 1. So if you go on there, see Electric Football Heroes question, you can read through it, and this is the answer to that to the best of my knowledge. Right, okay, so if we start at the top, first part of that question I think was, and you have to excuse me, I'm reading my notes here, my memory is terrible, but do full-size pitches fit on standard folding tables? Now, I guess what we've got to bear in mind here, that there's probably some differences in general shop or store purchases between the UK and the USA. Now, I did have a quick look online at folding tables, and there was various types of things that come up, such as decorating tables and camping tables and all sorts of things like that. And I sort of see what you mean there, because whenever I looked at any of the dimensions of them, they don't seem wide enough or deep enough, whatever you want to call it, for a Subbuteo pitch. Now, to my mind, although I have seen people with Subbuteo pitches on folding tables, it's not really the common thing to happen. So generally, here in the UK, and I expect in most places, people will put it on a board of some type. Like, so here I've just got a normal dining room table that I got for free to collector, and then on top I just put a piece of MDF board. I know you said, this is to Electric Football Hero, I know you said you're not a carpenter, so you didn't buy the games so that you could be messing around building stuff. That's fair enough. Totally understand that. But I mean, certainly with this, I mean, if you took all this away, all this is a piece of MDF on top of a table. Sorry, I shook you then. On top of a table. So there's no sort of carpentry as such in that. And I guess what you could do is get your folding table and just put a bit of board on it. It doesn't even have to be this big, you know, it just has to be the sort of Subbuteo pitch size, which I've got the official dimensions, which is 145 centimetres times 95 centimetres, or in old money, I suppose you'd call that roughly 5 foot by 3 foot, which, you know, generally is the sort of size of a Subbuteo table. And really, I think, I don't know what it's like in the US, but over here, I think most people would do that. So they'll get a table of some type and put a bit of board on if it doesn't fit on. When I first started playing, which is not that long ago, you know, it's only like coming round to about 2 years now, I did put one of the old pitches on a dining room table, and it just about fitted on. It was a little bit awkward playing because when you were doing throw-ins from the side, that was right on the edge of the table. So, you know, I do appreciate that's a bit awkward when it's not big enough. But yeah, I think most people just put it on a board. Now, what else did you ask here? There's a lot of things in here. So, yeah, 5 foot long folding tables, the width of them, I see what you mean. They're too narrow, so you're not going to fit it on. Now, that being said, there is a company which I found online, and I had seen this before, but I wasn't 100% sure on it. The company is called Subbufold, and they've designed a specific folding Subbuteo table, which looks beautiful. And effectively, I suppose you could buy one of them if you got the money to buy one. The drawback with that in a minute is that they're not in production yet. So you can search for them. They're called Subbufold. If you tap that in, it will come up, and it comes up on one of these photographic websites, WordPress, I think it is, and it comes up a couple of other places as well. And when that comes out, that's, you know, the proper size. So you can fold it out and then just rest it on whatever you want. So take a look at that. But I thought that's no that's not much good to you now. And also that company's, I think they're based in Greece. So again, you'd have to worry about your customs and postage charges into the US. But it's worth looking at, just in case. What they're saying at the minute, they've designed this subufold pitch, and they're looking for manufacturers to create it. So it could well be that they find a manufacturer in the US or in the UK or in both places, and you could get one from them eventually. But have a look at that anyway. Now I did have a look around at a few other options you could have, such as like half-size pitches. You're asking them about whether or not they were in the US. I mean, half-size pitches here, we tend to get stuff from Subbuteo World, a few other places, and there's a few companies that will, I think they'll do them to order. One thing I did see, which might interest you, and it could be a solution for you, is, I didn't know anything about this until I saw it. Zwego, if you want to move away from Subbuteo, Zwego do something called the Zwego Pitch Compact, which is like 60 centimetres by 90 centimetres, so 3 foot long by 2 foot wide. Now, how that might interest you is I found that on Amazon UK, so there's every chance that would appear on Amazon US as well, so that might be worth looking at. So that's a Zwego Pitch Compact. See if they got there. With regards to like pitches and Subbuteo things to the US, I don't know if you know this, and I didn't know this until I researched it a little bit, but there's 2 companies that do Subbuteo stuff in the United States. One of them's called Table Soccer USA, and another one's called Garage Soccer, just Garage Soccer. Now, I did have a look at them, and they only have full-size pitches, and I know you're looking for either a table or a half-size pitch. But what was interesting about one of them companies, Garage Soccer, I think it was, they do stuff in collaboration with a South African company called SA Bases, and SA Bases does, I think he does pitches to order, so he does sort of custom jobs. Now, that may be an option for you as well. If you get hold of this South African fella, SA Bases, they've got a Facebook group, and see if he can do something through Garage Soccer in the US. Don't know, that might be, they seem to have some sort of connection already, so that could be something to look at. With regards to, you asked about like half-size pitches as well, and like what they cost. They really cost all sorts of prices. Really, it depends what type you get, what it is. So like rubber. I saw a half-size rubber back pitch, and that was like 50 quid. There was another one for 45 quid. In US money, that's $69. I hope that makes sense to you. Do they cost more than full-size pitches? Again, it really depends on what they're made of. If you get the cotton ones, they tend to be a bit cheaper than rubber back ones. Again, that could be something, if we could find somewhere that does a cotton half-size pitch, then you could, in theory, see if they could post it. Perhaps the postage of that would be a lot cheaper than a rubber back pitch. But there are all sorts of different prices really, so some are cheaper, some are more expensive than full-size pitches, depends what it is. The other thing I was going to suggest is a friend of the channel, Subbuteo Asylum. They do pitches, and I think they do custom pitches as well. Unfortunately, it does say on the website, and perhaps Gary from Subbuteo Asylum could sort of confirm or deny this, but it says on the website they don't post outside the United Kingdom. But I don't know, that might change in the future as well, so check that out. And I think, let's see what else I got. Oh no, that was it. So that's me notes for there. So I hope that answers your questions. It might not help you so much, but it might give you a few ideas to look at, and then you can see where you can go from there. But if you've got any other questions, oh yeah, I was going to tell you about that as well. The training pitch. I don't know if you've seen on this channel, but you can get a training pitch, which is not obviously a football stroke soccer pitch, but it is half the size, and you can get that fairly readily in most places. I should imagine you'll be able to get it through some of the US table soccer and garage soccer websites as well. So it might be worth dropping them some emails and asking them what they can do. They seem to be the guys I think I would go to if I was in your position. So contact them, Table Soccer USA or Garage Soccer, and see what they can do. Anyway, perhaps unhelpful, but that's what I could find on the internet, and I hope some of it helps you along. And to everyone else watching this, if you want to learn about American football and the American football tabletop game, which is called Electric Football, I believe, then check out Electric Football Heroes YouTube channel, because he's got some very comprehensive videos on there. And I've been watching the first few of them, picking up some ideas and learning a few things about what we call American football. So yeah, check that out. But for this channel, until next time, up the gas.